Good morning on this, the 24th of March, Tuesday. We're living through unprecedented times, really, and with the announcement yesterday from the Prime Minister, which, from a church point of view, makes our lives very difficult to be church, to be the worshipping community in our parishes. And so we have to find new and original ways to communicate, to feed ourselves spiritually. So this morning I'm going to begin by just reading a few words from Psalm 121. I lift up my eyes to the hills, from where will my help come? My help comes from the Lord who made heaven and earth. He will not let your foot be moved. He who keeps you will not slumber. He who keeps Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is your keeper. The Lord is your shade at your right hand. The psalm concludes, the Lord will keep your going out and your coming in from this time on and forevermore. So as you're aware that churches now are closed. That means even on Sundays the churches are closed and will remain so, we don't know how long. So there are many people who will be isolated at home because we're not allowed to go out. So we're experimenting with this format to see if we can communicate and provide something worthwhile for everybody. I'm looking at the book of Psalms today and just thinking about all the different emotions that psalmists express, whether it's joy and excitement, whether it's anger, loss, all sorts of different emotions you can find described and expressed in the Psalms. Psalm 137 begins, by the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down and there we wept, when we remembered Zion. On the willows, there we hung our harps, for there our captors asked for our songs. And verse 4 says, how could we sing the Lord's song in a foreign land? You may remember, if you're of a certain age, that the pop group Boney M sang those words as a pop song many years ago. They didn't use the entire psalm for obvious reasons. If you read all 9 verses, you'll see why. But in this psalm, the people of Jerusalem are under siege from King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon. Jerusalem was the most precious, most sacred place for the children of Israel. It's around about 590 BC. The temple is the beating heart of God's promise to them, God's covenant of care, his personal involvement with his children. It was symbolised in the stone building of the temple. The people believed that it was there that God himself could be found. There's much that echoes with our present situation. All that we hold dear in all aspects of our lives has been taken from us, not by an invading army, but an invisible enemy. The unimaginable happened to the people of Jerusalem with the destruction of the temple. If God's house on earth had gone, where then was God? The people found themselves, metaphorically and in reality, in a strange land. When the people or situations that we have depended upon are overturned or fail, we may find ourselves in a strange land, one whose landscape is unfamiliar and which we cannot call home. And then we too may sit by the rivers of our own personal Babylon, with those singers of Psalm 137, and weep as we remember happier times in Zion. These are early days as we begin this time of enforced staying at home. I and my colleagues will do our very best to keep in touch with you, to offer you some spiritual solace, I hope, and encourage you if you need to be in touch or need us to talk to you directly, or you need to speak with us directly, then you may contact us, of course. So I leave you with my prayer this morning. Teach us, O Lord, how to sing your song in this strange land in which we find ourselves, and help us to teach others how to find their voices too. Keep safe and well, and may the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up the light of his countenance upon you and give you peace and keep you healthy. Amen.